Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Navi's turn to ban.
Ah, come on.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
StarLadder.
Navi's turn.
Rubik.
Luna. Radiant team pick.
Darkseer.
Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
There it is.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Navi's turn to pick.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
This is a very Cloud9 opening. Outside of the one that we saw last game, which it was also a very Cloud9 opening, they like to do that. They like to do this. Just put the StarLadder in the hands of Noya. Play a very similar style to what we saw in the last game when he was handling the Earth Spirit, except this time you're a StarLadder with a Darkseer handled by Hestejo, who plays this hero all the time. And you can put a lot of aggressive pressure on the enemy safe lane. Luna and Rubik don't really have any ways of dealing with that. If they could chip at you, but once you actually want to kill them, you sprint in, you surge in, you get the ion shells, and then you just go in and rush them. So that's a very dangerous situation to be in, and Cloud9 have done this against pretty much every single team. It's pretty much their bread and butter. Navi get Luna Ember Spirits. They are going rather soft up against what I expect to be a little more of a physical damage build up here from Cloud9 with Lifestealer still in the pool. Seems like a decent one to have. They may be a little bit crowd control light, but they have all the damage in the world.
Reserve time.
Ursa Warrior.
Navi's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Get Ion Shell and Surge on Ursa can make him a lot more dangerous early on as well. Like even pre-Blink Dagger, if you just run at someone with Surge on, there's not much that Luna or Rubik can really do about that. Like you could lift the Ursa as Rubik, but Ursa can probably still chase after you after that happens. So a very run at you type style here for Cloud9. What they do have to worry about is still how do they answer this Ember Spirit as far as lockdown is concerned. With only a Blink Slardar that's eventually going to be coming up, there should be a good amount of time where Ember Spirit is very hard for them to deal with, and they don't really have, let's say, Shadow Fiend level of tower pushing that they had in the last game. So getting kills is very possible with these heroes from Cloud9, but getting objectives afterwards outside of Roche will be a lot slower. Navi, though, go for Ogre Magi. It's a hero that can definitely tango with these very tanky heroes from Cloud9 because Ogre Magi is just so tanky himself. So having a frontliner there is quite nice. But yeah, I don't know. They can kill off an Ogre Magi pretty easily with any of these assortment of heroes, C9. Hmm.
Terror Blade.
Navi's turn to ban.
I think it's going to be Noya Slardar support. Hesta Joe on the Darkseer. That's pretty much a given. Slardar, Darkseer probably going to the offlane with one another. Baby Knight has played both Ursa and Terrorblade in the mid lane before. So I think that's kind of just a coin flip. I'd rather have an Ursa matchup up against the Ember Spirit than a Terrorblade. So that's probably a little bit more desirable. But I mean, Baby Knight has just such a huge roster of heroes to select from. He's played everything. So just put one of those in the mid lane. And now just need I guess, give Rise a hero that has some sort of way to deal with an Ember Spirit, and they should be pretty happy because Terrorblade gives them that tower pushing that I said they were lacking earlier.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Depending on the lane, Oracle is actually looking fairly attractive here as well. You get rid of the Ember Spirit's guard with the purge. Keep Terrorblade alive, keep Ursa alive. Match community versus Na'Vi is absolutely huge. They are, for the most part, a magical based draft until you get into a little bit more of a later game stage when Luna starts building some DPS. So yeah, they could definitely get away with that as well. And Na'Vi's offlane selection now for
10
general.
seconds remaining.
Maybe their last pick. No Sand King, no Underlords.
5
They've picked
seconds
up
remaining.
Beastmaster for general in the past with more attack speed. That's not too bad. But they
Reserve
do
time.
need a lot of damage here. Like, Navi's damage with Luna is fairly high. Ogre Magi, Rubik are both fairly low damage heroes. Ember Spirit needs a lot of farm before his damage comes up. They need general to fill that damage role as well.
Oracle.
Navi's turn to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Tinker.
Ooh. You what? I was gonna say Timber Saw because you need that damage to really cut through the opposition. But we have a Tinker. Who's going to the bottom lane? I don't really like that all that much. Luna, Ogre, Rubik with an Ember Spirit safe lane solo is a possibility. But really, like, for Na'Vi right now, they need Ember Spirit and Tinker to be going towards one of the safer lanes of either top or mid. And either way, you're going to have one of those heroes go up against Darkseer StarLadder, which is not fun at all. I mean, this Tinker is
5
going to help
seconds
them
remaining.
consistently shrink the map if they get ahead, take down towers with the Luna and with the power to assert some map dominance, but E9 can just crush them in the
Prepare for
lanes
battle.
very, very easily.
That on team, right?
See what mine's set at. I'm pretty sure mine's correct. Yeah,
Team?
it's voice chat team.
Yeah. So mine are showing okay levels. I don't know why.
If
people
your
are saying I'm
little
muted.
white
It's already
thing on the
the
bottom
lowest.
right is like changing faces to like screaming sounds and not being
Yeah.
muted, I think that means you're good.
Yeah, it is. It is on, and
My
I don't know why
friends.
people are saying I'm muted in game. It's probably a Dota TV issue, guys. I don't know. I've already tried to fix it a couple of times, and now I missed it over. Yeah, we
Oh,
go.
ace bot.
Oh, they got him. Did they catch him? Yeah. Terrorblade, lowest rank in this match, probably. Gonna go down, and Dendi scoring the first blood. That's gonna really help that bottle. And it's a bigger deal than you might imagine. Na'Vi gonna score first blood with a nice smoke movement. So it's gonna be a general Ember. And we do have a aggressive tri-lane coming out here for Na'Vi. So looking to press a little bit on the nerves of these on this Terrorblade. Bloodlust level 1.
Battle
Cool.
begins.
Holy crap, Bloodlust is so loud. Arman, stop canceling it. I never realized how loud that spell was. This is a very powerful offensive tri-lane for Na'Vi. Like, you have the damage coming out from the Luna. You will have a lot of stun set up once, of course, Arman picks up some Nod Bloodlust skills. You should be just fine to stay in this lane and farm, keep the enemies out. But C9 are going to just dodge that. They're going to put Ace on top lane for right now while keeping Noi and Hestejo still here. General is not going to expect this. Plus, they know General has chains, not guard.
Oh, he walks into them. So very nice little check there. All right, and they immediately poured out the Darkseer, knowing that gank is gone. So yep, they make the appropriate movement. And what do you think about Darkseer and Smarter against the Luna Ogre Rubik? Is it good?
Well, Darkseer versus this lane is one that Hestejo can play out. He does have to respect the Rubik lift, but that's about it. He should be just fine outside of that. Adding a StarLadder to that lane, it doesn't really make it that much more potent if it is just going to be 3 heroes sticking around for Na'Vi. Like, right now, if StarLadder was here, it would be great for C9
But
on
he's
a
trying to
2v2
gank
basis,
Dendi.
but 2v3 you kind of want to avoid because you just get out-controlled in that scenario. So Noya's going to be rather nomadic right now. He will end up on the bot lane. This forces the Rubik to either go bot, or bot lane will then suffer a lot. And you don't need, or you don't want Pycat to have no farm as Navi. It seems like every single game that Navi win is because Pycat gets a really good start.
Yeah, and just tears it up. But the last game was a horrific incident, so we're not going to talk about that one. But Pycat, this game, gonna have a hero that he should be comfortable with, as should every carry in this patch. And they're gonna go ham on Noya. He's dropping pretty low there. Might have to back off for Shrine. Nope, too bad. It's already dried up. Baby Knight not gonna have this favorable matchup versus Tinker, of course.
He'll have a little bit of Earth Shock spam now and again, but no Crystal Maiden
he's
or back
crushing
that
Tinker.
up. Fury Swipes is pretty bad up against Laser, so as long as Dendi has a Laser in his back pocket, he should be just fine. Noya is going to end up on this bottom lane. Pycat is right now having a really good start, tons of blast hits under his belt, but once this dual lane really comes together, level 2 Ion Shell is up. Of course, Darkseid needs a little bit more mana to actually use that, and now Pycat's time gets a lot more difficult because this happens.
Oh, they surge up StarLadder, bottom lane. Pycat gonna juke around the trees, and he should be okay as he has wasted a lot of that surge timing already. Just kidding, the Bloodlust comes out. He is still gonna be staying alive for now, but Noya has a secondary crush as well as that surge, so that's Pycat going down. He tries to TP, but he gets smashed into the ground.
On top.
So that's Noya killing him off. Meanwhile, Biver as well losing his life. Metamorphosis and the Fortune's End going to be more than enough to lock down a hero. But Dendi killing off Ursa. It seems like we're just so late in all these kills. I feel so bad. Chasing after the action around the map. And Cloud9 going to be, well, gonna be okay until, well, Baby Knight gave up that kill. I saw Dendi making some really aggressive trades there in that middle lane. Just constantly right-clicking into the Ursa and then blinding him right before he gets hit by right-click. So Dendi applying the right amount of pressure and getting a kill, as he should, in this advantage lane.
Dendi's got a laser missile build so far. Usually if you're going to get, unless you're going to go full aggro, you start getting a little bit of March after your level 4 laser. But you might as well just go full aggro against Baby Knight, who can do actually nothing up against Dendi right now. And
Oh, Noya!
Die with honor.
Okay, that was not part of the plan.
all right,
Pycat
well,
doing a little bit of subtle harassment here, like, oh, you know, I'm just beaming you casually, walking back, and then StarLadder thinking he could stick around for a little longer, but Pycat with the beam getting that kill, so much needed as well after that pick off by that StarLadder. So 2-3, Na'Vi leads the kill score.
425 movement speed is pretty difficult to play around for C9. I was going to say, like, ganking with the mid lane is pretty hard because Dendi will know very quickly if heroes are off the map. Like, right now they should know that Ace is alone. They maybe will know that Hesajo's alone. So Dendi could just very easily back up and not die to the smoke.
Yeah, it'll require a lot of aggression, but Baby Knight, oh dear, that is not good. They're not going to be able to kill Dendi with just a StarLadder and Oracle though. So, but Ogre TP's in anyway, just to show some dominance. But Dendi's crushing this middle lane. Ursa's plan was to actually bait in Dendi into the low ground so that the smoke gang can work, but unfortunately, level 3 laser and rockets, pretty powerful bursts in combination with each other. So Ace left to his own devices top as his supports peeled away to a gank, but now he's gonna retreat to the tower.
And Hesajo just now picks up Soul Ring Boots. I mean, they do have a lane that in theory can pressure Pycat. They need really good angles for it, and the Observe Ward coverage here of the Dire, it's not perfect, but it may keep Pycat a little bit safer. They're going to just rush Pycat with Surge. Yeah, there's so much movement speed here on the Luna that it's actually hard to get a good angle on her with StarLadder. Even though StarLadder has Sprint and Tranquil Boots and Surge, Pycat should be able to keep a good amount of distance away. She's second in the net worth, Luna, and it's in an off-lane dual lane scenario. That is very hard to do. They're going to find an Ogre in the middle of nowhere.
Oh no. Poor Fatty. He's dead. But he's gonna waste 3 hero time, so yeah, he's just gonna walk around like, I'm the Ogre. Yeah. He does lose his life to Baby Knight though, and Baby Knight really needs the kills after that punishment he received in the middle lane against Dendi. He was winning the CS for a bit with Earthshock, but then Dendi started getting levels and started bullying him out of lane. And you were right about the Martial Machines. Dendi getting it before level 3 laser, level 4 laser also.
Oh, jeez. It's 6 minutes 30 on the clock. And Dendi has travels.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
so
I mean,
bad
that's what
for...
First Blood and 2 kills would do for you, right?
Yeah, that is just so bad for C9 right now. Like, I mean, the travels are just step 1, right?
Oh, they find Baby Knight as well.
Knight.
That's an Eclipse. That's perfect for them. And they will strike down the Ursa. Baby Knight, he had a great game last game, so the Dota gods curse him with, bad luck this game. Kind of like a karma thing. I believe in the Force 50% theory. Do you?
Back on Dendi, like, travels is all well and good and everything, but what the travels do, I even think it helps them, Na'Vi as a team, be more aggressive right now. They don't really have to do that. They can do is just use these travels to power farm Tinker into Ags. Once you get the bouncing laser, then C9 are in a really awkward position where Ursa and Terrorblade both can't really do that much against it. Like, once that laser drops, your DPS just plummets to 0, and Baby Knight is gonna get lifted up top.
Yeah. Oracle middle lane, careful. The right click from Dendi is enough, and well, he got boots of travels, and he's now getting even more kills. General getting caught out there. There's gonna be a jump away. General kites him. Baby Knight just having a terrible day. He has that raindrop, but General really wants to give chase. He does have another spirit. Dendi gets another kill. Meanwhile, with that boost of travel teleportation, General gonna get the chain off. And now they're really just kiting Baby Knight on this Ursa. He is very survivable though, but his enrage is down, so he doesn't want to push the issue there. General really taking his Ember Spirit's life to the maximum there. And yeah, this early travels already paying off for Dendi. And with this Arcane Rune, even better.
I feel like if Dendi decided to go top lane instead of bottom lane, could definitely gotten a kill there as well. So yeah, it just seems like C9 perhaps caught off guard by the timing of the boots of travel. You gotta assume that every single time you make an at all aggressive play, you're gonna be fighting into a Tinker as well, because Dendi is going to be there and he is gonna throw a laser into your plans. So this game got a lot more difficult for C9. What they do have still kind of going for them is the fact that they have an Ursa. They can slip into Roshan pretty quickly and deal with him and get a little bit of extra golden experience that way, not to mention the double life. But if they really wanted to push towers with Terrorblades, I'm not really sure if that's really in the cards anymore.
Yeah, it's things have definitely changed here. Ace did get a nice snipe on the Rubik early game, but that was all he got. His net worth coasting around that 3,000 mark. Pycat's still ahead of him, despite them being on opposite lanes, getting relatively okay farm. But I guess Ember Spirit's more pressure than Luna received, so Terrorblade was playing on the back foot there. But I'm gonna take a look more at last hits. Top 3 all belonging to Na'Vi. Terrorblade just surpassing Pycat, but they're looking for a push here on Pycat again. The Bloodlust Luna though, super fast at 433 move speed. Level 3 Bloodlust, no Ignite. This is the first time I've seen an Ogre in a long while skip Ignite.
It is something that the Oracle can just take off immediately with Fortune's End. It is something that, as far as like way the crowd control opponents is concerned, is countered by Surge as well. I still like Ignite, but I can understand him opting to go for Fire Blast Bloodlust in this particular scenario against these particular opponents, like Surge, Sprint, and Fortune's End. Ignite is probably not going to do a lot.
It's a cool build. He's been Pycat's babysitter so far, and Pycat enjoying that 433 move speed. It's very difficult to pin down. Movement speed a big deal against these Cloud9 heroes. And well, now we have the Ursa looking for a flank. Are they going to be successful though? Na'Vi are left with 2 heroes here on the bottom lane. Oh, Pycat in trouble, gets started with the crush. Baby Knight is there. There will be a stun on him, but Rise channels up that purge. The Eclipse comes down. There will be a block here from the Rise Oracle, so very well done. Crush is stolen by Biver. That's his specialty. He's the pseudo StarLadder for Na'Vi.
Pycat gets separated from his accompanying heroes though. C9 are able to get a really nice pick off on this Luna. Usually that's like, something you're going to be really happy about, but in this particular game, General actually has more farm than Pycat, which is probably like the first time in Na'Vi history. Now looking at Baby Knight.
Middle lane, yeah, General going ham on him. The Metamorphosis is up for the Terrorblade for a fraction of a second. So General coming in, he has a haste. so he might decide to push this issue. Noya will get chained up. The amplified damage comes in. Ember Spirit ticking low. He does have... No, he doesn't have a Spirit in back. He has haste. That's all he has for now. Darkseer is here. Jumping forward. There is a vacuum. They actually do not chain the crush properly, so General will survive there. He will take a tower shot, which is pretty concerning, but he will be able to port out in time. And meanwhile,
Space
middle lane.
created. He drew all those heroes from mid to top, and now look what's happening mid. Pycat, RMN, duo is going to take down that tower. I don't know how intentional that was as far as space creation for General, but I'm going to assume it was all planned, because you got to respect this Luna's ability to split push, especially with Bloodlust, and Noya is going to run to Dendi and General.
Yeah. General. Oh, missing the slash there. Dendi should be able to find the StarLadder. He's
a
gonna
TP.
try for a TP. General has the chains, yeah.
Oh, he
no!
didn't chain.
Doesn't use the chain. Oh, well, Noya's gonna be happy about that. Gonna walk away smiling. Got a war story to tell. But Darkseer, only level 1 vacuum, so not much in the way of team fight. Oracle's had some sweet deflections with his spells as well, dropping the Fate's Edict to block some of the Eclipse damage. Pretty nice on that bottom lane, so...
Ryze has had a quiet game so far. There's not much of a use for Oracle and everyone's getting insta-killed. But he does have the Purifying Flames maxed out at this point, so a lot of extra damage. You're dealing with False Promise, so if you are going to get hit with an Eclipse or a Veil of Discord triple Remnant jump in for General, you can block a lot of that damage with the Edict, and of course with False Promise if things get really bad against the Edict or whatever. So yeah, this Oracle is still in a really good position matchup-wise in this game, but will be losing a lot of space. Top lane tower will fall.
Bottom. Ryze getting caught out. He's trying to purge out the Ignite. The lasers flying in. Dendi still has vision, so maybe a rearm into a missile there could take him out, but not going to be the case there. So once again, nice usage of the Fate's Edict. Keeps him alive. But Viva does have that Slitherine Crush stolen. No Blink to follow it up with, but he does have the lift, so if he catches someone at close range, he can chain stun within himself. What's Noya doing?
Noya is trying to gank mid. You know, by this time, in the vast majority of Noya StarLadder games that I see, he is like at 1900 gold or something like that. He's nowhere close in this game, and it doesn't seem like there are many opportunities for Crush StarLadder gank to actually lead into anything, given the amount of farm that Na'Vi have right now. So this is going to be a rather unorthodoxly slow game from Noya, just considering the circumstances.
I mean, RMN is feeling bold enough to solo push, so that tells you a lot about the environment of this game.
Behold, a subtle burn.
So meanwhile, you know, we talked about StarLadder not even being close to the blink. Baby Knight himself is not even at 1900 gold, so the terrible game he has been having is about to be a lot worse if General finds him. I think they're going for Darkseer instead. Joe is going to come in. There's the fire. There's the double chain as well. There is going to be a power on to Baby Knight. General just used his Remnant to actually hit Baby Knight, so General is probably going to fall here. A good kill. Meanwhile, Dendi blows up Ace, the Terrorblade. So you can decide yourself if that's a bigger kill to get. But I think an Ember Snipe here at this point, pretty good. Stuns up the StarLadder. Here comes Dendi. And we have a really low health Joe there. The rocket's gonna fly in. A stolen sprint is going to find Noya. Is there a lift? There is gonna be a lift. So Dendi is gonna claim his life, laser him. Wicked sick here for the Tinker.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This is not the first time that Na'Vi have overestimated their damage or underestimated the Ursa's survivability. They do have to watch out for that, because Baby Knight does have that Enrage. Trying to burst him down is incredibly difficult. Just because of that Enrage. So yeah, General, his farm is starting to slow down compared to some of the other cores. So far, as an Ember Spirit, he has not hit that spell amp talent yet, so he will be doing a little bit more damage in a little bit, but not incredibly impressed with this Ember Spirit display so far.
Well, but maybe he's not used to it, you know. Offlaners don't usually get the Ember Spirit to play, but you know, Ember Spirits have mostly been shelved into the lesser farm variants now.
Oh, Ace?
Support ones. Oh, there's Ace. That is a Sunder, but he gets powered on there by the spirits, and Dendi's rockets were there as well, so I think even if he did get the Sunder off, he still dies, so Another gank
That's-
here, successful for Na'Vi.
Baby Knight. I'm general with no spirits.
Is there a lift? Rubik with the illusions, but Dendy's here. Shoots Baby Knight once. There's a lift down. There's the shrine. He will top him up, but he's getting locked down non-stop. And Biver actually strikes him down, stealing the Earthshock for himself. That's a nice little slam spell to get.
Yeah, but here's what General really wants. He has the Spell Amp talent. He of course has the Veil of Discord. If he could hunt down this Terrorblade non-stop, pretty sure you're looking at, if not complete insta-kill status with the triple remnant jump, you're very, very close to it because there's not even 1,000 HP on this Terrorblade. He has a lot of armor, but Ember Spirit does not care about your armor levels, so this is something that General is going to be hunting for.
Level 2 ulti will double the damage of the remnants. So 600 burst, very, very powerful to get.
Yeah, the combo does require a little bit of setup with that Veil of Discord, but it comes so quickly that Terrorblade Sunder is almost impossible to cast.
It's hard to sunder a
before you're
moving
just
spirit
dead.
anyway, so should be a one-hit burst here for the TB. And he has opted for the Helm Dominator, so no Dragonlance for now. It's going to weaken his HP pool as well.
Oh, they got Rubik.
Yep, they got Rubik. Fiverr stole up the Corrosive Haze, but that's not going to help him in this case. So Baby Knight, that Blink Dagger reveal there will get himself a kill. Noya is at that 1,900 goal you're talking about. So the Blink Dagger should be in the next team fight.
Getting Blink Dagger is one thing. Using it to get on top of the Tinker is quite another, as long as Dendy is on point. He has a laser and a Blink Dagger himself, and the Aether Lens, so the effective range of this Tinker is very, very high. They are going to find an angle on Pycat, though. That's a viable kill.
Yeah, that's a possible kill. The back in there. Pycat in a lot of trouble, but he's still juking. The Corrosive Haze is dead. The Fire Blast stops him down, but a Rise will secure that with the Purifying Flame, and now Iron Man will be door number 2 there for Cloud9 as they shut him down. 8 to 11. Na'Vi are beating away a couple of kills, high priority kills as well. TP.
Oh, looking at
Dragon
Ace, though.
Lance now. Tanker here. All right, we're gonna test that theory. Does a Terrorblade melt?
No. No, he does not, because he doesn't go in.
Guess not. I guess not.
Oh well. You probably could bank on Dendy jumping in and kill securing that just in case. And Dendy is just waiting towards his Aghanim Scepters. He is still getting a lot of farm, but C9 are actually moving pretty well around the map. Not just one hero going out by themselves, usually with a good amount of backup. Right now we have Noya with that fresh Blink Dagger looking to punish an Ember Spirit, who is not quite in the area, but C9's movements are pretty good to kind of counter this style of Na'Vi, who have kind of just random heroes that are kind of alone all over the place. Like, you can count on Dendy doing that, you can count on General doing that. That's just how Ember Spirit and Tinker operate. So as long as C9 have just, roaming of 2-3 heroes, they should be able to get a couple of kills and get themselves back into at least an even kill score, especially if they find Dendy here.
Yeah, they smoke up. Is there a blink gonna come out here from Noya? He's getting hit by the March Machine, so he will not actually get the blink off. So Dendy escapes again. Might have defended the tier 1 tower.
Mid.
Or bought some time for it. Oh, Baby Knight. That's not a hero they want to lose. And with this, I think they go Roshan. Yeah, Dendy already setting up the march here. No. But they will go Roshan anyway.
Pycat
Tier 1
take
for
out,
Roshan.
Yeah, Pycat can kill off a Roche pretty quickly, but General doesn't really have that much game against Roche. Neither does the Tinker. You kind of want an Aegis on the Tinker, but you don't really want to be fighting Roche. So he'll just push out the other lanes and make sure C9 don't get anything in the meantime. This push power of Terrorblade so far has only gotten them 1 tower. The other towers are very healthy, barely even touched by TB, so it's looking pretty good for Na'Vi. They, get the Aegis, but probably more importantly is make sure that C9 and their Ursa don't get this Aegis.
Well, Na'Vi scores Aegis. And 12 to 8 now. Dendy's still going ham, and that Aghanim Scepter 300 gold away. Things are gonna look scary here for Cloud9.
They see Rise
already. And they see Rise.
Oh, Rise. They decide to not go for Rise and go for Ace instead.
Piles in. Yep, no, they get him.
Is under attack.
Yep, Dendy's got light. Ace is gonna farm in the jungle. Did they see him? I think they saw him, right? Yeah, they're gonna scout. They're gonna walk right into him, and he does not have an escape option. Gets caught there by the ignite. Gonna put him on ice 4 now. Maybe throw out the Sunder. I think Sunder is pretty useless at this point. Rocket, round 2, the laser as well. Dandy comes in, shoots him one more time, and that's gonna be the holy shit for Dandy.
And in the meantime, Pycat, per usual, split pushing over in the mid lane. He's gonna get jumped though.
Gonna throw him back, and then Noya as well. Crush gonna get stolen though. Crush is on the Ursa, so he's gonna buy Pycat some time. Pycat, risky plays. Does he get punished? No, he does not. Here comes the Eclipse. He's gonna beam down hard on Baby Knight, but Baby Knight's enraging all of it. Pycat's gonna lose his Aegis. Nope, the lasers come in. The Fate Ball will secure that as well. That was not the Soul Ring you were looking for. And Dandy wipes the floor with Cloud9, 8-18, and you know, that's really what, well, puzzles me. Cloud9 were playing awesome in game number 1, and then suddenly in game number 2, Navi just flipped the tables on them and, well, pulled a Cloud9 and just crushed them. Both games were not close.
Just this Tinker pick, like in that last fight that we just saw, Tinker just picked up Aghanim Scepter. He blinded both the Ursa and the Terrorblade, and then once that happens, like, you can't really do anything up against Pycat. He just suddenly stopped taking damage because no one was hitting him. They got themselves in a situation where Tinker is almost 15k versus the 9k of the Terrorblade, and I mean, once he gets this Aghanim Scepter Ether Lens build up, then you have to kill him first. If you initiate on anyone else, even if you get that kill, you're going to be significantly punished by Dendi and the farming. And oh no, not Baby Knight again.
Feels bad, man. Pops the Enrage, dispels the Veil, but there's protection all around. Noya gets juked there. Rubik once again steals it, steals to Crush as well. Insult to injury all around. Ace and Joe gonna run away, and I think GG is in the books here as the Darkseer scoots on out. Oracle says, well, that's the last thing I can do for you, friend. Goodbye, and Dandy shoots him with the laser. 8-21, Na'Vi showing Cloud9 they can beat them up harder than they did. Not really, actually. They're still not as far ahead as Cloud9 were in game number 1.
Well, I mean, a win is a win. You can't really afford to walk into this Marks of the Machines anymore. Notice that Pycat also had an Alpha Wolf with him. What? Okay.
Respect
Arman's just doing some shopping. Oh my god, this Ogre has Helm Dagon 23 minutes in. The more Helm of the Dominators you have, the more options Dendi has for teleporting in to reinforce. I remember that as well.
Yep. Slaughter gonna get bailed out. That's the first Oracle save I've seen with that ultimate. Most people die a lot faster than he can save. Dendi is gonna shoot Ace. Mana is out. Oh, Baby Knight goes in there to crush as well as that vacuum. He's gonna buy some time. Pycat in a lot of trouble. He does have that Aegis still though. Ace is losing a lot of his illusions. He's the last one standing. Baby Knight gonna take a lot of beams along with his Darkseer, but they share the love, so they stay alive. But Generals here says, no sir, slams the door on Cloud9, shuts them out of game number 2, so they might have just lost their chances at qualification as well. Na'Vi, not the type to give games away, will shoot Cloud9 in the face with some lasers. Nope, rockets will be. Noya goes down again, and Dendi ends the game with a pristine 13-0. And well, we get another tie, Mike. We get another tie. Secret looking good if they beat Adfinum. If they beat Adfinum.
I think Secret and Adfinum actually have the same record.